Tonight, we're tackling a concerning issue in Nigeria's education sector. The country's 2025 WASC results have marked the worst performance in over a decade. With scores declining sharply, many are questioning the state of education in Nigeria. What's behind this troubling trend? Is it a reflection of systemic issues or are external factors at play? My guest tonight is Dr. Sylvester Enomhen, Educational Management Consultant, former Director of Education, Lagos State Ministry of Education, District 5. Good evening to you, Doc. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Right. So, is the education system failing, or are there specific issues that must be addressed? I mean, report says only 38 of candidates pass with credit in 5 core subjects, including mathematics and English. This is obviously a significant drop, from previous years. Is this a major concern?
Yeah, you see, education is a serious issue which requires an urgent surgical operation.
Surgical?
Yes, surgical operation. I would say a total overhauling of the educational sector. There was a time I think I appeared on this station. I did suggest a kind of an emergency on education because in any nation, education is the pivot with which every other developmental indices revolves. Without the education of the youth, without good educational system, the country is bound to have some problems. With this announcement the other day, I think on Monday, that 38.32% of the students that wrote their WAEC exam got 5 credits in English and mathematics. 38.32% is really alarming. It's alarming in the sense that we have never had it so bad, except in 2014.
Okay.
2014, when it was 31.2%. After that, there was an improvement to 56%, 50%, even during the COVID era.
It wasn't this bad.
It wasn't this bad. I think it was about 56.something% or so.
But 56 is also poor.
It's poor. There are so many things happening. I just wish something drastic should be done concerning education.
Clearly there is a problem. Do you think the nation or the Ministry of Education is shying away from this?
There is a problem.
Yes.
There is a problem. The Minister for Education, Mr. Tunji Alausa, is a man who is very thorough when it comes to putting the right peg in the right hole. I think with this very low aspect, he will do something.
All right.
You cannot give what you don't have. There are so many indications that is, so many diseases that are militating against education.
What are the factors?
Oh, there are many. Let me say one. They will lack qualified, well-trained and qualified teachers in schools. The bedrock of education starts from the primary.
As a foundation.
The foundation. Primary to secondary. There are some schools you get to, you hardly see qualified teachers, at least 50%. So we really need to do something about that. You see, everybody just focus on federal government, presidency, president. No. Let it start from the local government. Let them have a very thorough way of impacting positively on education of their citizens. Then the state government. The state government should be able to say, yes, this is what we want in our school. If students learn in a very conducive atmosphere, they could do something.
Doctor, let me ask you about quantity and quality, because the report says a total of over 1.6 million candidates registered for the exams from both public and private schools across Nigeria, which, indicates a growing number of secondary school graduates in the country. But is it quantity over quality or otherwise? Is this a challenge?
Look, if the people who are managing education and the teachers who are employed are really there, no, every Nigeria has the right to quality education. Well, the registration, according to what I got to know, is about 1.97 million. Out of that 1.97 million, about 23,554 secondary schools were involved in the exams. Then about 754,545 candidates scored 5 credits in English and Maths, which of course is not even up to half of those that sat for the exams. It's not the number of students.
So, Doctor, earlier you talked about the qualification or qualified teachers.
Yes.
And from my own little understanding of how teachers are recruited into the school, the minimum qualification or requirement for any teacher is NCE. Has anything changed in the last 2 years or 5 years?
Yes, in government schools, the minimum qualification is NCE.
Yes.
Like Lagos, for example, Lagos State, they have really raised the bar.
Okay.
In Lagos State, the minimum qualification is a degree in education. But what of all other states? Other states, for example, you will get to some states where you will meet only 5 teachers in a whole secondary school teaching all subjects. Those state governors are not employing, they are not appointing teachers.
So let's be clear, Doctor. Is it about the number of teachers or how qualified are these teachers?
One, you must be qualified to teach.
Okay.
And secondly, if you are taking so much load that is above your capacity, there will be diminishing return.
Okay.
So we expect a situation whereby the state government let them help in uplifting the standard of education. At least with this new regime, let me quickly say that.
All right.
This new regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has doubled their income. Triple, not even double, triple.
That's interesting to know.
Yes,
but
and there is a lot of money they have in their kitty,
hands,
which they should spend on education.
Doctor, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue this very important conversation.
Thank you very much.
Please stay with us, everyone. Thank you for staying with us on the program tonight. We're tackling a concerning issue in Nigeria's education sector. The country's 2025 WASC results have marked the worst performance in over a decade. And I've been speaking with Dr. Enomhen, educational management consultant, former director of education, Lagos State Ministry of Education, District 5. Thank you so much for staying with us,
Thank you.
Doctor. You know, before we went to that break, you addressed the issue of qualified teachers and why it's important to have them. But what about, do you think or do you believe the current education curriculum in Nigeria adequately prepares these students for the demands of some of these examinations?
Yeah, that is another very big point. I think 2024, there was this national educational summit that took place at Airport Hotel Ikeja. I did raise a point there that we are operating an obsolete curriculum.
Okay.
The curriculum should, at this juncture, be pan-edited to suit the reality of life. You see, a situation where you still continue to, you see so many things, geography, history, the civic, and all those things, we should tailor it to suit the situation on ground. Thank God this entrepreneurship is coming up. Entrepreneurship studies is coming up. We need to overhaul that curriculum. The curriculum has been there. There is no new thing there. Let's take, for example, history. You will see a situation when they say Sondiata of those days, Masa Kankan Musa. All these are old history. Definitely, I know it is good for somebody to study the history of past heroes so that you will be able to know what is happening right now.
And what had happened before now.
Yes. There are situations where people, the people that really impacted positively on Nigeria now, for example, they don't study them in history. Nobody knows, apart from those few ones like the late SIG, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, then Madu Bello and the rest. But there are some other people recently that make very good impact. Those people should be studied so that it will act as a kind of motivation to the growing population.
So, Doctor, if you say the curriculum needs to be overhauled or modified, I'm confused because, you know, students from, according to the report, students from private secondary school outperformed those in public schools. What exactly happened? Does this highlight the widening gap in the quality of education between the two sectors? I mean, what exactly happened?
You see, in the private school, let us not really try to beat around the bush.
Okay.
Till tomorrow, public school remain the best.
So why did that happen?
But the fact that some few private schools who are really known for proper orientation, they employed as much qualified teachers as their money could carry. But there are some private schools that they will go for the low cadre of teachers because of lack of enough funds with them.
Or because they do not want to pay well.
Yes. How can a school SAT holder or an NCE holder be teaching secondary school SS 1, 2, 3 or GSS 1, 2, 3? What actually do they know? Like, at least I have passed through all those aspects of life. I got my NCE, my BEd, my MEd, MPA before the PhD. You don't give what you don't know. If a school SAT holder, an SE holder, is teaching secondary school to become an SE holder, a school certificate holder, then what is that person going to impart? So that is just the situation.
So how do we address this current teacher training system?
The teacher training, thank God that the new chief executive of TROCN, Dr. Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, who was the head of quality assurance in Lagos State before going to Ondo State, at least she's there now. Let only qualified teachers be registered by TROCN. Those who are not qualified, they should not get any certificate of registration. If that is done, the rest people who are not having the prerequisite qualification will go for their own. And the private schools, please, I am not trying to downplay their role. The private schools should don't think of maximizing profit. Look at the output which you are going to get. Because when you bring half-baked students out, they are going into the university. And when they get there, they will model up the system. Because they are not fully ready to align with those who are prepared for it.
And talking about universities, are there implications for university admission? I mean, it's looking scary.
Yes, definitely. There is no way there will not be implication. Look at what just happened now. 5 credits, just very few, 38 point something %. And this government wants people, enough students to be educated. They want to remove people from the street so that they can get to school. That is the reason why they introduced NEFund. Because this NEFund of a thing is helping those who have the intelligence but couldn't get the financial backing.
Absolutely.
Those that have slim financial muscle, they are now having NEFund. And with this, they will concentrate on it and get what they want to get. There is no way there will be no implication of this poor result on the admission level. It's going to affect it. You know, I was just checking, I think the head of WAEC said that the reason for this low performance is as a result of serialization of objective questions and the rest. Has JAMB not been serializing before? JAMB has been doing that for years.
That's a major challenge.
It's not. The fact there is that something is wrong somewhere, which must be investigated so that we don't continue. Look, apart from 2014, when we had 31 point something, we have never had it so bad. Even in 2021, the percentage of 5 credit at English and Maths at a sitting was 81.7.
All right.
2021.
So Dr. Enomhen, beyond this result we've seen, I want you to give us a general overview of Nigeria's education system. How would you assess the current state of Nigeria's education system in terms of quality and accessibility?
Yeah, accessibility actually is, I think there is an improvement. There's an improvement, when you talk of accessibility based on the new program of the Minister for Education. There are a lot of things to be done. You see, Before you make omelette, you have to break an egg for it. And my people have a saying that is the person that his head is broken that carried the head forward to show people, look at my head is broken. The Parents Teachers Association, the Parents Forum should come into this. Let us not encourage our children. I don't know if you are aware that there are so many miracle centers everywhere.
I know.
Then when you pay money for somebody to just go get credit here and there, that person cannot perform when it comes to the real in point in the university system. That is why you see they will not try to do everything to make sure they get their certificate.
Let me ask you this question, because the conversation about Nigeria's education system didn't start today.
Yeah.
And every administration comes in with its own different policies about revitalizing the education system. But these policies do not work. Why?
Well, let me say the policy is actually being jeopardized by some of the people who are supposed to implement them.
Okay.
Look at the 652 system, the 6334 system, for example. The 6334 system have clearly spelled out this aspect of entrepreneurship, but they did not follow it up. I don't know, some years ago, around 1985, 86, 87, 88, you get to some schools, you see equipment that were meant to be used in the school, which was allowed to rot away. The implementation is okay. You can formulate policy, very good policy, but if it is not properly implemented and evaluated, it is like you have not done anything.
So in that regard, how do you charge the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, on proper implementation, effective implementation of some of these new policies?
Yeah, at least there is the quality assurance unit in Federal Ministry of Education, just like all other states. Let the quality assurance unit of all the states and the federal government go all out and make sure these are implemented. Because without that implementation, nothing will happen. Honestly speaking, it is one thing for you to chunk that policy. If the policy is not implemented appropriately and the evaluation process is not there, there will be no result. So let the Federal Ministry of Education, now that he have seen all this, the poor result of this time, look, nobody should be a sacred cow. There should be reform and overhaul, proper overhauling in the education sector, especially the exam body. The exam body there is a lot of problem in the exam bodies. Look at the last JAMB of 18. I know the man there had been trying his best until this last one where there was this technical glitches here and there. Right,
but are there any policies or initiatives that you feel have been particularly successful, and how can those be expanded or improved? But I'll allow you to answer that question, Doctor, when we come back from this break.
All right, thank you.
Please stay with us, everyone. Thank you for staying with us, everyone. We'll continue to look at the recent WASC results, which have marked the worst performance in over a decade. And I have with me in the studio Dr. Sylvester Enomhen, Educational Management Consultant, Director of Education, Lagos State Ministry of Education, District 5. Thank you very much for staying with us, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
This is a very serious conversation, so we must continue to talk about it. So the question I asked you before we went to that break, you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
Are there any policies or initiatives that you feel have been particularly successful and you think we must improve on or expand?
Actually, there is nothing wrong with the 6334 system.
Okay.
Nothing wrong at all. The last time I think I was in the program here, where we were arguing about 18 years, 16 years of entering into the university, I just said it has been there. The 6334 system has been there. And when you spend 6 years in the primary school, you spend 3 years in the junior school, then you spend 3 years in the senior secondary school, then plus 4 years. That will take you to that aspect which you are expected to go. If 6, that is 12, plus 4, 16 years. So the fact there is that we must try as much as possible to make sure that the policy is properly implemented. That is just it. There is nothing. Put those who will implement the policy without fear or favor there. Let quality assurance go around schools. Let them know the caliber they have there. Who are those people there? What are their qualifications? Are they efficient and effective? If they are efficient and effective, we'll get good results. But in a situation where none of this is happening, things will go bad. Things will go bad.
But how can Nigeria ensure that, the future generation of students is equipped with the skills necessary to succeed in a global economy? Because the other time you talked about overhauling of the current curriculum. And I wonder is there any nexus between that and this?
Yeah, there is. You see, like right now, I think this introduction of technical education is something that is germane. And I think the federal government have equally attached some money to it. There are some students, you see, we have three main domains of education. We have the affective, we have the cognitive, and we have the psychomotor. Everybody cannot be involved in the affective and cognitive. There are those who will do better in the psychomotive aspect of education. So what is expected actually for them? Those who cannot feature very well when it comes to affective and cognitive, they can go for psychomotor. Like there are people who right now, they are very good when it comes to skills, using their hands in doing things. Those ones, they will fit properly into technical schools. And when these people live there, they will be self-employed. Self-employment is the thing because there is no way you can get jobs for everybody in this country right now. So I think with the situation on ground now, entrepreneurship studies should be vigorously encouraged. So that while some people are there, others could go for accounting, law, and whatever. But those that are doing things with their hands, they will be able to reduce the unemployment rate in the country.
What impact will that have on Nigeria's education system?
Oh, great. Great. A lot of impact will be there. I will take, for example, like this ICT. Without ICT, you are nowhere nowadays. ICT is highly good for everything you want to do. Even if you want to be a roadside, maybe you are a business person, you are into marketing and the rest, you must have the knowledge of ICT. There is no way it will not impact positively on education. So let's take, first, another one is this over-reliance on 5 credits as a sitting. Without 5 credits as a sitting, no university, no polytechnics, no monotechnics, no colleges of education, we admit you. We over-rely on all those stuff, and it's creating problems.
Something is wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong, at least is to create a kind of a bar that English, maths, and so on. Actually, if you are not science-oriented, is there any need of making sure making you to get mathematics compulsory? It's not the best thing. There should be some flexibility in admission issue in Nigeria. If you are for humanities or for arts and the rest, you don't need mathematics. But it's only when it comes to aspect of sciences, sciences, that's engineering, whatever, you can say, okay, you must know mathematics and the rest. Because then they will say, if you are going for engineering, English, maths, physics, chemistry, and further mathematics. Okay. Oh, good. So because of the calculation.
Right. So is this you directly or indirectly saying Nigeria should consider alternative forms of assessment?
Well,
like project-based learning or continuous assessment, to better evaluate students' capabilities?
Well, let me quickly tell you that there was a time I did my project, my PhD thesis. I really I need a lot of facts. So I went to Togo here to get more facts from a professor. And this professor actually is a professor of my own department, but he cannot speak English language. Does that remove professorship from him? All I did was to just, recruit an interpreter. And I appealed to him, please, tell me exactly what this person is telling me. And I was able to get what I needed. I know that the British colonized Nigeria and we must use that English. But we are forgetting our mother tongue. And we have equally forgotten that mother tongue is easily gotten by children with accuracy. All right, even the English language they are talking of, I think was it this week or last week? There is one young lady, Nafisa Aminu, who competed with people from 69 countries. She was the best worldwide.
All right. Dr. Enomhen, before I let you go quickly, I want us to talk about inclusive education.
Okay.
What is your assessment of how Nigeria is meeting the educational needs of children with disabilities or other special needs?
Oh, the children with disability, they really need proper attention. They need proper attention. And I think so many people are trying to do as much as possible to make sure they are not excluded from the scheme of things. You see, people with disability, I think the government is paying much attention to them.
Are you sure?
Yes. For now, they are paying much attention to them. But vigorously, those people, they have associations. Those ones too should equally play the drum in such a way, if there is any negligence anywhere, government should come in. Because we are stakeholder in education.
All right then. Sadly, Dr. Hassan, let you go. This is a continuous conversation. We would definitely continue to have this conversation till everything we intend to achieve with the Ministry of Education, with our educational system, is achieved. Thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight. Dr. Enomhen, Educational Management Consultant, former Director of Education, Lagos State Ministry of Education, District 5. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. But before I go, please, the federal government should fund education properly.
Right.
And the states too, and the state government, some states are neglecting education.
Right.
Training and retraining, employment of enough qualified teachers.
Absolutely.
We do the magic.
That's quite instructive.
Thank
I
you
wanted
very
us to talk
much.
about budgetary allocation, but sadly we're out of time. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Right. So let's take a short break, and when we return, we'll head straight into our second conversation for tonight. Please stay with us, everyone.